Pleasant good evening to everyone. Pleasant evening, Green Valley. Green Valley? Come on, man. First, I want to thank the committee for inviting me to be part of the Green Valley festivities. I should say once again, even though this is my first invitation, I've been making contributions for so many years. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Asked to serenade you with a couple of songs, and I'm told not to do it from here because they won't be able to catch me. So, first song is called "The Age of Consent," and I think all parents should pay attention to this one. I'm going to ask Mr. DJ to give me the music. Yes. In 2008, there was a debate in our parliament as to what the age of consent should be in our country. You could vote at 18, drive at 18, but they were trying to determine what age should be consensual to marry. They sought to make it 18, but in spite of their best intent, 16 is the age of consent. But in Nigeria, the age of consent is 11. So you pedophile might want to move over there. But here it's a day before she turns 16, all legislation make it clear. 16 is the age of consent here. And you'll get a court date, charged with statutory rape. For until they change it in parliament, 16 is the age of consent. In my federation, did you know that? Did you know that? 16. Hey, hey, hey. The Calypsonian is the educator. The age of consent universally should be consistent. So when enforced globally, there should be no ambiguity. Some have it at 13, some at 18, some 21, some 11, some first time of becoming a woman. But in our end legislation, despite the assent of this merchant, 16 is still the age of consent. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, age of consent is 15. So your fellas might have to wait an extra year. For if it's a day before she turns 16, all legislation make it clear that 16 is the age of consent here. And you'd get a court date, charged with statutory rape. For until they change it in parliament, 16 is the age of consent. In my federation, hey. For the next verse, I would like you to pay attention. Listen carefully. Hear this. There's been incidents, so I have been told, where little girls, 11 and 10 years old, had to face pregnancy termination. Cases where the parents accepted payment to cover up the incident of rape of children in their protection. If I was the prosecution, I would surely tell the parents to make it apparent they can legally give consent to parents and guardians with children in your protection. Of these statutes, you ought to be aware. For if you cover up child molestation at the courthouse at Independence Square, they remind you 16 is the age of consent here. And you'll get a court date charged with statutory rape. For until they change it in Parliament, 16 is the age of consent. Take it away. Oh, 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 oh. Take it down for me. This was a song rendered some years ago by a female calypsonian in Warner Park. And the judges didn't give it credit, you know. A serious song, but on the radio to play all kind of nonsense. The next song I want to do for you is called Salty, Fatty, and Sweet. And the last time I sang it, there were a few pastors in the audience who didn't like it. So I would like you to listen to the words of the song. Listen and pay attention to what I say, not what your interpretation is supposed to be. You have a deal? It's called Salty, Fatty, and Sweet. Mr. DJ. Years now cooking for the mister. He found the food to be finger licking good. After returning from visiting his doctor, he told her, darling, I can no longer eat your food. Dr. Martin told me I am borderline diabetic. Catching it early means we can reverse it. Not only through exercise, but that I should no longer eat anything salty, fatty, or sweet. Because you're saltfish too salty, pork dish too fatty. That special food you should not eat. The man getting ting-ting, obviously grieving, since he can no longer eat anything salty, fatty, or sweet. Hey, hey. I know some fellas like they big snout, big tail, big knuckles. Watch yourself. The wife went to speak to Dr. Martin, trying to get a better understanding of what a husband should or should not be eating, wanting nothing but the best for her darling. Dr. Martin told her diabetes and hypertension are conditions of what we eat. So to avoid these afflictions, let me repeat, avoid salty, fatty, and sweet. Because you're saltfish too salty, you pork dish too fatty. That special pudding you should not eat. I know he'll have cravings, for he was here boasting that he loves to eat your salty, fatty, and sweet. Hey. Boy, yo. Mel, you're not recording? Hey, yeah. In looking around our society, we're sure to find many people quite obese. Clearly they're ingesting daily too much salt, too much fat, too much sweet. These eating habits are unhealthy, yet we flock into the fast food chains. What I recommended for your dear hobby is a very crucial dietary change. But if you salt fish to salty, pork dish to fatty, you got to wean him off all them sweet meats. I know he'll have cravings, for he was here boasting how we love to eat your salty fish. You're late. Love you still. Hear this. The wife said, Doc, what if I were to try this? Soaking out the saltfish overnight, then cut him back on the pork dish, for which he have this great appetite. Then putting less sugar in his pudding. Would this be a good compromise? Martin said, I'm only his doctor, but you are his wife. Or what you feeding him, shortening his life. Clearly you salt fish too salty, you pork dish too fatty. That special pudding he should not eat. Now the wifey wondering what the hell to feed him, since he can no longer eat anything salty, fatty and sweet. Yo, yo. Hey, da, da. I wrote a special verse. This one have 5 verses. This is a crucial one. Hear this. Diabetes leads to amputation, stroke, kidney failure, loss of sight. I suggest we take every precaution while we still have this one chance to get it right. There are people vying to live longer without trying to live healthier. But our longevity is determined mainly by what we eat, and we're not metabolizing salty, fatty and sweet. So if you salt fish too salty, you pork dish too fatty, prepare yourself to buy him wheats. Then put on his tombstone, here lies the next one who live to eat everything salty, fatty and sweet. Hey, Pastor, good song. Thank you very much. A lovely applause. The next one, and by the way, I'd like to give credence to one of the best calypso writers in the Federation. So, we're talking about you. Some of the better songs in the Federation came from the pen of this gentleman. The next one is called Double Slice of Paradise. It's patriotic. It relates to my St. Kitts and Nevis. So, without further ado, let's do it. Let's hear you know this one. Whoa, la, 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 la. No Green Valley, no Calypso. From the majestic peak upon my Amiga to advantage beaches on the southeast peninsula, then across the waters to the Queen of the Caribbean. Kenrick George called this whole land of beauty, known as La Amiga annually to King Tegraman. This name was changed completely by Europeans. I count my blessings when I look around and behold an island beauty more precious than gold. Not to be born or sold, I'm declaring to the world that I live in paradise, a twin island paradise. Shake it sexy, leave it slice, a double scoop, a double slice. The Caribbean with its natural charms and beauty, without question have been blessed by the Almighty. But when I compare, it becomes crystal clear. We got a double slice of paradise. This land of my birth, the most beautiful place on earth, is a double slice of paradise. 2 tiny dots in the Eastern Caribbean. You may need Google Maps to find our location, often referred to as the world's smallest nation. Let me assure you, we love that distinction, knowing that size don't matter when we compare the world to the utopia that we have here. All seas and fertile lands speak freely of our bounty, making this Eden home sweet home for me. Wave your hand if you agree. Let your voices sing with me that we live in paradise, at Twin Island paradise. Sink it sexy, leave it slice, a double scoop, a double slice. The Caribbean with its natural charms and beauty, without question have been blessed by the Almighty. But when I come there, it becomes crystal clear. We get a double slice of paradise. Hey! Here's a double slice of paradise. Oh, yo, 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 do, do, do. Oh, 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 de, da. Hey, na, na. From dipping kilories and sunshine at pennies, to eating lobster and shellfish on Sunday in Fig Tree, to taking a lime on the strip in Frigate Bay, to watching the ships sailing at Port Zante, taking in the beauty of Nevis. The visions will tell you Nevis is nicer than St. Kitts. You say that, ain't you? Tell you to listen to King Miko's Calypso. But the view from Timothy Hill tells you for sure all that you need to know. Though I agree with King Miko, we live in paradise, at Twin Island paradise. Sink it sexy, leave it nice, a double scoop, a double slice. The Caribbean with its natural charms and beauty, without question have been blessed by the Almighty. But when I compare, it becomes crystal clear. We get a double slice of paradise. This land of my birth, the most beautiful place on earth, is a double slice of paradise. Take the story of King Tegraman, to whom lay we grand blazed men fertile lands. How we warmly welcome the Europeans. We led to his murder and his people near extinction. So now we are building our nationality. At least it's saving our children's legacy. Our children will never be challenged on their own beach. For you who keep selling, to you I beseech, don't leave our children in the breach. Don't leave them in the breach by selling our paradise, our Twin Island paradise. Take it sexy, leave it nice, a double scoop, a double slice. The Caribbean with its natural charms and beauty, without question have been blessed by the Almighty. But when I compare, it becomes crystal clear. We get a double slice of paradise. This land of my birth, the most beautiful place on earth, is what? A double slice of paradise. Ba-da-ba. Oh, oh, oh.